Hey guys, hi, welcome back once again, and this time I wish to talk about anger. Yes, a very common emotion experienced by every single one of us at some point or the other in our lives. In fact, to the extent that it's just not a human emotion, it's an emotion that is experienced, felt by every single life form. And I would even go on to the extent to say that probably even our Mother Earth experiences that emotion when we do it a lot of disservice time and time and time again. So I'd gone on to Google to be able to understand where the word anger originated from. What is the original meaning of the word anger? And the original meaning of word anger is profound grief. So when that profound grief is brought in front, that is anger. It's not enraged rage. But that's just probably an expression of a profound grief that had held itself back. So culturally, we all have been doctrined into thinking that it's a pretty intense negative emotion and so should be discarded, so should be brushed aside, so should not be addressed. And when that doesn't get addressed, it keeps piling onto one side till it starts to become into a dumping ground of all the garbage. Think about it. If it had no value in the first place, would nature intend it in the first place itself? Are we even implying that the nature intended it in the first place without even having a purpose and a value for it? So come to think of all of the movements that have taken place because people finally got angry, because people used their anger in a healthy way. Come to think of all of the movements that have been put across. Come to think of all of the revolutionary things that have happened because humans were able to express their disappointments, their grievances through this very emotion. The Me Too movement that has just come about, the right to human equality, to women's equality, the right for a child to have an education, the right to freedom, the voting rights for women in most countries, people raising voices against female genital mutilations, people raising voices against child trafficking, people raising voices against child labor, to even our countries that fought for freedom. Were they not all an expression of anger in some form or the other? Were they not an expression of showing disappointment, of bringing out our own grievances in some form or the other? Because without that expression of it, change really does not happen. Because it was this very anger that brought to the surface all of the issues that we had discarded, all of the issues that we had removed, that we did not value at some point in time or the other. So then why do we deem this expression as unhealthy? Why do we deem this emotion as a negative emotion? Probably because we have not addressed it for so long that we do not realize the value that it brings forth. So probably not addressing it, repressing it, suppressing it, discarding it is more unhealthy rather than being of service to almost all of us. So probably if we acknowledge it, if we address it rather than repress it and suppress it and push it aside, we probably will be able to gain much more insight into our own selves. We probably will be able to heal our own grievances in a more healthy, organic way. Let's try and think about that, and I will see you once again the next week. Till then, stay tuned in.